Okay, oh, I'm on. Okay, so what I want to do now, let's make a little head control. So for the head control, what I'm going to do is let's get myself another little C-box thing. And with my C-box thing, let's just hide my body for a moment. And I'm going to grab it and I put it up here. Yes. And I'm just going to go and I'm going to grab all the CVs on this thing. Well, we'll see what I can do. If I grab all the CVs, is there a fast way? Yeah, whatever. I'll be good. Here, here, and here. And I'm just going to take a look and see what I can do. I'll pull it up here. See, by doing this, I'm grabbing the vertices on it, or the CVs rather, and I have managed to leave the pivot point of this thing alone. Just deselect this, and maybe I'll pull this forward. Just something nice and big like this, and just bigger than the head, and kind of keeps the shape of the head. And I got something like that. Okay, great. There's my little head controller. And I go back to object mode. I was trying to do my best to skip hitting the bones as I was selecting things. And let's go and give this a name. Let's call it head underscore control. Great. And I'm just going to quickly kill the history and freeze the transformations. This controller here, what do we want to do with it? Actually, when I think about it, I'm just going to hide my body for a second. Maybe one more little controller I want. I've got this other little neck thing in my middle here, so I'd like something there too. So I'm just going to go in here and I'll quickly create a NURBS circle. I could create some other kind of object, but I kind of like the circle for something like this. So I'm just going to hold down V. Boop, bloop. There we go. And I'll give it a quick rotator. So hold down J, rotate. And you can fit it in even better if you wanted to. You can also, if you go here to grab the hull, I could maybe even do something like this and kind of move it a little bit away from the other one. By moving the CVs or the hull, you'll notice that, let's bring this back. Just make this a bit smaller. Nope, smaller. If I do something like that, it doesn't affect the pivot point. Okay, so I just scaled it. And there we go. And this one here is going to be like neck control. Okay, great. And I'll freeze the transformation, kill the history of that too. This thing is going to be the child of the neck piece, parent, and the neck piece is going to be the child of the shoulder control, parent. Okay, great. So for this thing, for the head control, what I want to do, I'll just hide the body, is control this joint. So if I grab this and this, let's see, is there anything I want to show you here? I grab this thing and shift the joint. Okay. Sometimes I find that if I do this little maneuver where I go into animation, go into constraint, and I do a parent constraint, sometimes I find that if I try to undo that, like I do something like this, I rotate it, when I hit Z, if it's not working, then I've got to do some other tricks. Okay, this one seems to be working, so I think I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, and avoid showing you other crazy tricks. And I'm going to grab this thing, this joint here, and you can see its pivot points right there, and I'll do the same thing. I'm going to, actually better make sure I got just what I want. There we go. And I'll go into constrain, parent constrain. And so when I grab this and I rotate it, it rotates that joint. Yay! And just double checking when I grab the shoulder control and it moves everything around. Yay! Okay, good, good, good. There's a nucleus. I'm just going to hide that. Control H. And so we've got this in control here for controlling the head. I might also consider, let's see, these eyeballs. I've got these eyeballs here. And if I take this eyeball, see, I moved it up a bit. I think it's lined up more or less. Had I been paying attention, I would have made sure when I move the body up, I move the eyeball up as well, but always smoking crack. There. Okay, good. And I should lay out the UVs and all those things for it and whatever. But what I'm going to do is I want to get this the same on the other side. So, just isolate this for a second. Auto-load new objects on, great. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to make a duplicate. And when I make a duplicate, I'm going to group it, Ctrl G. And when I grab the scale tool and I hold down J, boink, I pop one to the other side. Okay, and I've got it's got a -1 value on it when I freeze it. There, it should be, the normal should be good. If you're using a version before 2014, probably did some bad things, and that's when I have to flip the normals on here. Let's just take a quick look at this thing. Boop, boop, boop. There's my little crazy group. There's my sphere. I might even just take this and parent that in too, so I got my spheres. Okay, and this group, let's just bring back the isolate select. I'm going to use this little group of eyeballs. Hold down D and V, and I'm going to pop it so it's right on that joint right there. And these eyes, I'll probably do a separate video of just controlling the eyes. What I want to do is to have them have the eyeballs follow this group around, and I might call this like I group. I am group. I enjoyed that joke too much. Okay, I group, and we'll call this one like I left, and the other one is I right. I am group. I am group. Oh my god. Oh my, I'm losing it. There. Great. Anyway, I'm going to take that group. Actually, I'm going to grab the joint first and grab the group, and I'm going to go in and I'll do a constrain and parent constraint. Yay! And so whenever I move this and I move that around, the eyeballs will follow. Okay, and I'll make some eyeball controls later. One other thing I want is this head controller. I want it to have a jaw control here. Okay, and I probably like it to have a tongue thing and everything like that, but I'm just crushed for time, so I think I'm just going to go with the jaw. The jaw, if I want a tongue, I have to make a separate series of joints and make them follow this joint. It should work out fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into modify, and I'm going to add an attribute. And I'm going to call this attribute mouth. And I'm going to accept the defaults. Not going to give it a maximum or minimum or anything like that. Now this joint is already zeroed out in its rotations. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the window, general editors, connection editor. Yay! And I'm going to bring in the head control there. And I'm going to bring in my jaw joint. Boop. And if I go down here at the very bottom, there's my mouth. And if I go down here and I look for my rotate there, and I want to rotate this, it looks like on Z. Yay! And I'll just check it out. Does it work? Mouth. Well, it's not bound yet, so it's going to work. And everything's all parented in. I'm just going to quickly do a check. All those controllers. Yay! So now I have to do another video for rigging up the leg and do some waiting, and then we're done. Or well, not done, but I've finished the big tricky parts. And actually, just check this out. Is that not working? Yeah, it works. Okay, good. I can wiggle everything around. Good, good, good. There. And I'm going to stop this video now.